All right, welcome to this explainer. Picture this scenario for a second. There's a massive game coming up, right? And literally everyone in the office is itching to clock out early to catch it. But, of course, the work absolutely still has to get done. You know the drill. It's that classic, everyday logistical nightmare. Usually it ends up with someone drawing the short straw, stuck at their desk, resentfully refreshing the score on their phone while the rest of the team is out celebrating. Not fun. But what if, and hear me out here, what if you could just take that entire scheduling headache and hand it right over to an AI? Well, today, we're unpacking a really brilliant real-world example of doing exactly that, using ChatGPT to manage a complex, shifting team schedule so that every single person gets to head out early and actually enjoy the match.
Okay, let's dive right into this. The whole thing kicks off with this frantic, but honestly all too relatable plea. The user types, "Hey guys, let's go. Help me organize the team schedule." I mean, you can practically feel the fast-paced urgency and the excitement just jumping off the screen. It drops us right smack into the middle of a chaotic office that's desperately trying to pull off a minor scheduling miracle. And what I really love here is that the user isn't just asking some dry, technical question. No, they are treating the AI like a highly capable assistant sitting right there in the room with them, sleeves rolled up, ready to tackle this urgent problem together.
And you know that frantic energy? It brilliantly illustrates the core objective here. Because the goal isn't about, hitting quarterly productivity metrics or writing some massively complex macro. The goal is incredibly simple. Ensure everyone watches the game. I just absolutely love this. It really highlights how the AI is being tasked with a deeply human, super clear-cut desire. We're not asking it to debug code, we're asking it to solve human logistics so that nobody misses out on a huge cultural moment. It's a perfect example of using tech to fiercely protect our personal time. And, as a result, give a massive boost to overall team morale.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the user actually takes that sort of chaotic wish and transforms it into a rock-solid, structured game plan. They don't just yell, "Fix my schedule," into the void and hope for the best. Instead, they feed the AI very specific practical parameters. Step 1, anticipate early in the week. Basically meaning if you want Friday afternoon off, well, the work has got to be front-loaded. Step 2, divide responsibilities. The user knows that to actually pull this off, the workload has to be shared. You can't just let the burden crush one single person. And honestly, from a prompt engineering perspective, this is an absolute masterclass. By breaking the problem down into these logical, bite-sized phases, they're giving the large language model the exact constraint-based framework it needs to process the logic and succeed. So this anticipation and division we just talked about, it ultimately translates into some serious heavy lifting when it comes to task management. Suddenly, the AI is tasked with juggling a bunch of shifting variables, tracking who goes, tracking who comes, and managing all the essential duties for the entire week. Just pause and think for a second about how incredibly difficult this is to do manually. It's like a giant puzzle. You've got people leaving at different times, covering for each other's highly specific duties, all while somehow making sure the core work of the business doesn't miss a beat. This prompt brilliantly takes that massive, headache-inducing logistical puzzle and just hands it straight to the AI. It lets the machine compute that perfect, delicate balance of who is covering the workload while the rest of the crew heads out to the game.
So that brings us to the big question. How will you use AI anticipation and division to schedule your team's next big event? We've really just walked through a surprisingly robust problem-solving framework that was brilliantly disguised as a quick favor. Anticipate the workload, divide up the responsibilities, and then let the AI track the maddeningly complex variables of who comes and who goes. I want to challenge you to take this exact same framework and apply it to your own everyday workplace logistical nightmares. Give it a shot. You might just find that organizing the chaos and, more importantly, getting everyone out the door on time is a whole lot easier than you ever thought possible. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.